have established a quorum of 12 members. Please stand for a moment of silence. You may be seated. I have received notification of absence from YMPs Jalissa Simon, Jemiah James, Vivica Titus, Lilu Muyal, Ariane Martez, and Deshaila James. Are there any other notifications? A notice of absence is also for Jaden Moore. Thank you for the notification. Youth members of Parliament, please stand for the Youth Parliament Pledge. After 3, 1, 2, 3. As a youth parliamentarian, I pledge to be a prominent member of society by empowering and representing the youth of St. Martin. I pledge to advocate peace, understanding, and to create an environment of great leadership. I pledge to bring about social change by service to the community and collaborating with our counterparts locally, regionally, and internationally. I pledge to be kind, fearless, committed, integrous, and ambitious. I am a youth parliamentarian. I hereby invite the President of the Parliament of St. Martin, Honorable Mrs. Sarah Westcott Williams, to address the incoming youth members of Parliament and administer the oath of office.
Especially when I step out into the public, that I cannot let that show, even if that's the way that I feel. However, this afternoon, I can proudly stand with my shoulders high and say to you, congratulations. I didn't think that I would have to do this either, and that would be to say congratulations in a very special way to the young men amongst the youth parliamentarians, because the young ladies are in a majority in the youth parliament, and so to the young men in the youth parliament, I say congratulations and thank you for joining this august body. It's a pleasure truly to stand here this afternoon and be part of the inauguration of yet another Youth Parliament of St. Martin. And I am indeed proud and encouraged by the continuation of the Youth Parliament of St. Martin. Year after year, sometimes some downs and sometimes some ups, but always continuing and understanding the importance that Parliament is not just a sporadic occurrence, but it is the biggest and most fundamental part of our democracy. One in which special persons get the opportunity to represent all of us. When I listen to your pledge, I am encouraged by the things that you stand for and that you will continue to uphold as you execute your duties as Youth Parliament of St. Martin. I heard a part about working locally with like-minded organizations and others, regionally and internationally. And I can say to you and your coaches that I have on my desk an invitation for the Youth Parliament of St. Martin to become part of the International Youth Parliament. That invitation has been extended by the President of the International Youth Parliament. And because I know a lot of things were happening, I held on to it until this day. But following your inauguration, and not too long thereafter, we shall meet on this invitation. Because while I had it there holding in order to share with you, I have also been informed by the President of the International Youth Parliament that he would like to organize a leadership summit here on St. Martin, and the Youth Parliament of St. Martin being part of that. That is what democracy is all about. That is what safeguarding our democracy is all about. How did I get contact with the International Youth Parliament? Through being part of conferences on population and development, a UN declaration of 1994, taking the focus and putting it on humanity, on people. And 30 years later, that would have been in 2024, I had the opportunity to take part in 2 conferences looking at the results of that declaration of 1994 by the United Nations. Those contacts and networking are what it's all about. Ensure not only that we operate as members of Parliament here and now, but to ensure that a democratic institution like Parliament can continue to live, representing the people of St. Martin. And that is why you have a smile on my face, and I can proudly stand with my shoulders high. Congratulations once again, Youth Parliament of St. Martin. Look forward now to take you from this stage to a stage of representing St. Martin to the outer world as young people. I am proud of you, and I know you're going to make us proud. Congratulations once again.
YMP Hadassah Isaac, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the heart of every young person lies the potential for greatness. With protocol already established, good afternoon to everyone. Members of Parliament, youth parliamentarians, parents, esteemed guests, and online viewers. It is with great honor that I stand before you today during this inauguration ceremony. As a brief introduction, my name is Hadassah Isaac, a 16-year-old student of St. Martin Academy, currently in the 5th Form Science stream. Beyond academics, I challenge myself as a track athlete, where I've learned discipline, perseverance, and the true value of hard work. I also serve as the head of my school's yearbook committee for the graduating class of 2026. An experience that has allowed me to lead a team, manage deadlines, and bring creative ideas to life. For the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of serving as Treasurer of Youth Parliament, and today I am humbled and honored to take that experience to the next level as the first Vice President of St. Martin's Youth Parliament. When I first joined this organization, I never imagined I would reach this far or be involved in so many impactful programs. One of my most memorable experiences was working with the Department of Youth during the summer, alongside my supervisors, Dr. Lucian York and Ms. Claudia Connor, who are here with us today, as well as other passionate young people. Through that experience, I learned what it truly means to be a youth advocate, and I gained a deeper understanding of youth mainstreaming, the transformative process that ensures equity and justice for young people in development planning. However, youth mainstreaming is only effective when it is put into practice. The 2 best practices that make it real and meaningful is youth participation and positive youth development. Positive youth development equips us with the skills, confidence, and opportunities to thrive. Strong education, mentorship, safe spaces, access to culture and sports, and pathways to employment and entrepreneurship prepares us not only to succeed individually, but to contribute collectively as leaders shaping our shared future. Meaningful youth participation ensures that we are not invited to the table as decoration, but as decision makers. Our voices must be respected, our perspectives valued, and our contributions reflected in real outcomes. It is not symbolic, it is powerful. It is not consultation for show, but partnership for change. But as we celebrate progress, we must also recognize the challenges many young people face. From mental health struggles and academic pressure to unemployment and social inequality. These issues remind us why youth representation matters so deeply. When young people are heard and supported, they gain not just a voice, but hope and purpose. We, the youth, look forward to working closely with the government to ensure that youth mainstreaming, positive youth development, and meaningful youth participation are not discussed but practiced. I want to represent young people because I feel a strong connection with them and understand the challenges they face. I aspire to build a career that allows me to work closely with the youth, whether that's as a pediatrician, caring for their health, a criminologist, supporting those who've encountered difficult circumstances, a social worker, guiding them through life obstacles, or a therapist, helping them heal and grow. There are so many ways young people can be supported, and I am passionate about being a part of that support system. Representing youth gives me the opportunity to be their voice, advocate for their needs, and create opportunities for them to thrive. Together, let us continue to inspire, empower, and uplift one another, because when the youth rise, the entire St. Martin rises with us. I thank you, and I give the floor back to you, Madam Chair.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com, SXM Daily News, PBS NewsHour, Now You Know, comm programs, documentary, entertainment, sports events, Saturday children's hours, religion programs, and movies. Click on SXM TV broadcast to see your favorite programs.
St. Martin, as heavy rain falls across our region, we urge all residents and visitors to exercise caution and stay alert. Here are the areas prone to street flooding, flash floods, and/or rock slides. Avoid these locations until water levels subside. Atillage Road Roundabout, Cul-de-Sac. Arch Road, Sucker Garden. Beacon Hill Road, Simpson Bay. Atillage Road, Border Monument, Belvedere, Lower Princess Quarter. Billy Folly Road, Cole Bay. Emma Plain, Phillipsburg. L.B. Scott Road, Cul-de-Sac. Rhine Road, Lowlands. Welhelican Road, Low K Roundabout, Cahill, Little Bay. Well Road, Wellington Road, and Orange Grove Road, Cole Bay. Yancho Rousquin Boulevard, Point Blanche, and Sakersgut Road, Cul-de-Sac. Remember, safety comes first. Let's work together to keep our community safe. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Communication.
What this means from an open parliament perspective. We've seen by doing this in other countries that it requires kind of a two-way streak. It requires two things. One, transparency from the government outbound, showing you our hands, our cards. These are the laws we've been working on. This is what we've been working on, etc. And that, in turn, fosters citizen participation. You need both of them for a open parliament initiative to be successful. It's not just about giving some stuff digitally. It is really about showing what should be shown, so anything that's not private and personal, and that triggers the populace to say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to trust this government with my data. I'm going to, register properly. I'm going to do the census properly. I'm going to, and I'll give you some other examples of that. They actually will give you more data than you're getting today in terms of what initiatives they would like, what things they're looking for, where their pain points are, and that's what drives a parliament and a government. So it gives you access to this. Citizens, again, will do that because of the transparency. With AI, we can do things like automatically transcribe sessions like this. Every government session that's public, transcribe it, immediately translated and put it out there on a repository where the Spanish, the French, the Caribbean, the St. Martin accent, everybody can go and read it. They can get summaries of every single debate. They can have chatbot access to the laws. So even if the law is in Dutch, you present it to a secure chatbot and your populace can go and ask, hey, what does this law mean for me? And it explains it in plain English. Again, because we are curtailing and constraining the AI and feeding it the data that it needs to operate on, its accuracy becomes very high. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We can even provide what's called sentiment analysis. This is one of the big opportunities. I know our parliament meetings like this one are broadcast on social media, and multiple parts of parliament have social media presences, etc. Most of the members of parliament probably have a social media presence as well. The AI, or an AI-powered parliament, can read the sentiment of likes, comments, feedback on all of those public posts to immediately give you a guideline that, hey, your populace in Middle Region ain't so happy. 2-3 months before it actually happens. Your populace in Cold Bay is very happy with this discussion that you're having right now. Like, you get it real time, but it's able to extrapolate it out and say, and if you keep this trend up, this group is not going to like this, and this group will like it. That allows you to plan your campaigns better. It allows you to plan your legislation calendar better.
And I look and I see that MP Veronica Janssen-Webster is ready with her reaction to Mr. Greg Richardson. MP Veronica Janssen, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Chair Lady, and thank you very much, Mr. Richardson, for a very, very enlightening presentation. Data is a field that I love, and I heard you mention about government being transparent, so opening up their data to get that, to get back, let's say, the value in AI. So I was wondering, are you of that, for instance, census data should be more transparent, so should be given to an entity to develop, to get more out of it? Or do you see that, like, what is where is the line between the privacy aspect of the data? I also believe in forecasting, and there's a lot, like you mentioned, that we can calculate based on birth rates, etc. But also when you look at the aging population, you can calculate medical costs, etc. With that. So it boils back down to the same question. To me, I mean, a lot of people say that St. Martin is data bankrupt. To me, because of the census, we have a wealth of data. It's just that it's in numbers there, and it has to be the data analysis. They have to finish with it. I know that they are busy with it. Are you saying that they should be given off to an external entity, and if yes, under what kind of criteria? Because it is the backbone, the whole fiber of your community that you could be giving off. So that's where the fear comes in from people in not wanting to give too much of your information out. So how is that balance going to go? Thank
I have a question. So you mentioned that we are in a region that has not been taken up. So the data from our region has not been taken up in the whole AI system. But a question is, does AI learn from itself? So for example, if I do a search and I guide it in a certain manner, and then my son goes in and does, in this same region, does a search in that, will it guide it in that same manner, or does it start helemaal fris, all up new?
I specifically like the examples you gave of regular, ordinary people without having much formal education, and you be able to use AI to achieve financial success. I strongly believe that this should be the forefront in our educational system. I believe that given St. Martin is overpopulated, given that we're sending so many students away, but the reality is everybody won't be able to get a high-paying job. There's just limited upward mobility. But when you learn a skill like this that's quickly developing, it gives you that chance to work in a field that you love, but also know that you're able to earn income in a field like this from wherever you are. So I definitely thank you for this presentation. I thank you for what you're going to do with educating us in the island. I'm definitely interested in the course that you're giving as well. So I just want to encourage everyone to really take a serious look at this. And thank you for your contribution thus far.
I too want to compliment you. I think it was a very insightful presentation. I think quite often when we think of AI, we're kind of thinking of one specific form of AI, but now that we see that the broader aspect and what you can actually do with it, I think is very informative. If we look at what Anguilla is doing, and that they were able to have the .ai in their name and capitalizing from that, bringing millions of dollars to their coffers just by having the .ai and owning that. I think the possibilities are endless, and interesting how you say how AI can help you set up a whole app that you don't need much expertise in it, but just to know how to do it, So I think it's very informative, and I want to congratulate you for what you're doing as a St. Martiner globally, and continuing to put our great country on the map. Thank you.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social health insurances.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com, SXM Daily News, PBS NewsHour, Now You Know, Com programs, documentary, entertainment, sports events, Saturday children's hours, religion programs, and movies. Click on SXM TV broadcast to see your favorite programs.
Prime Minister Mia Motley officially welcomed delegates to the conference, reminding them of the crucial role parliamentarians must play in drafting laws to widen opportunities for citizens. She is encouraging them to fund projects that will protect and preserve the planet.
And bind states to standards that keep the vulnerable safe, and be a check on the executive, as is the responsibility of Parliament. We can prove that collective action is not utopia. It is good government done together. My friends, as we do this work, as we make global partnership a living promise, remember where I began. For the word is love, and it is love that will give us the energy and passion to recommit, to make it all work.
PM Motley says if ever there was a time for solidarity and a common partnership in the world, it is now.
For it looks too much like it did a century ago, which was the precursor, regrettably, to too much death and to too much tribulation. Let our opening conviction for love be our closing charge, and let the compass for our commonwealth and our common future be love.
The parliamentary conference brings together more than 600 delegates from over 180 national, state, and provincial legislatures across the Commonwealth. President of Barbados, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, stressed the timeliness and relevance of debates that will take place during the conference.
In the current international environment, the rules-based multilateral system is being assaulted on all fronts, with extraordinary challenges being made to the political and security agenda, to trade arrangements, to international mandates on health, education, and culture, to the climate crisis, and to development cooperation.
Secretary General of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, Stephen Twigg, says the CPA and the Commonwealth Secretariat will work together to deliver a shared commitment to good governance, human rights, and the rule of law.
As our conference theme rightly reminds us, the Commonwealth is a truly global partner, and we will discuss that on Friday at our General Assembly. Many of you I know will be attending the CPC for the first time, whilst others are, how should I put it, CPC veterans. All of you, whether here for the first time or veterans, are very welcome.
The conference will end next Sunday. Onesta Henry, CBC News.